everybody. Welcome back. Today's concept is a little bit more challenging than before. Conceptual metaphor theory. It's a little bit more difficult, so be patient and let's go through this together. Conceptual metaphor theory was put forth by linguists George Lakoff and Mark Johnson, and they describe a conceptual metaphor as understanding one domain of experience, more abstract ideas, in terms of another, more concrete or sensory domain. What does that mean? Let's look at an example. She keeps a cool head. How could you be so cold? He loves her with a burning passion. I am heated right now. All these sentences are about emotional states. But notice what types of words we use to describe these emotional states. Cool, cold, burning, heated. In the conceptual metaphor, emotional states are temperatures. We think about emotional states oftentimes in terms of temperatures. Another example is, wow, I am steamed after that conversation. Or, give me a minute, I need to cool off. It's not hot outside, but emotionally, I feel very hot, angry, frustrated. So I need time to cool off. We have a more calm emotional state. We often have hot emotions like anger, frustration, excitement, and then we have cooler emotions, calm, sad, depressed. This is one example of a conceptual metaphor. Conceptual metaphors are everywhere in English and in other languages. Conceptual metaphors are like water, and we are like fish. We are so surrounded by metaphors that we don't even realize it most of the time. As Lakoff and Johnson write, metaphor is for most people a device of the poetic imagination and the rhetorical flourish, a matter of extraordinary rather than ordinary language. I don't know about you, but when I was in school, we talked about metaphors as they appeared in literature and music and poetry. We thought of it as the creative and figurative expression of language. But our ordinary conceptual system, in terms of which we both think and act, is fundamentally metaphorical in nature. When we use language, we often have to refer to abstract concepts, love, time, emotions, relationships, and these things are very difficult to describe in words, so we use a kind of shortcut. We use metaphors to compare abstract ideas to more concrete and sensory ideas in order to gain more of a shared understanding of abstract concepts. A conceptual metaphor contains two domains. There is a source domain. This is typically concrete, something we can understand through our senses, and a target domain. This is a more abstract concept that we wish to describe. A way to remember this is source, S, senses, target, T, tough. Source domain often exists in our senses. Target domain is often tough or difficult to describe. So in this example, emotional states are temperatures. The source domain is temperature. It's something that we can feel and sense. We can understand intuitively. But emotional states are more abstract and difficult to describe. Emotional states are the target domain. Temperatures, source, emotional states, target. Here's another example. I see what you mean. His instructions were not clear. They kept me in the dark. All of these are statements not necessarily about light, but about knowledge, about understanding. But notice the words in red. When we talk about knowledge or understanding, it's common in English to use metaphors related to sight or vision. So the target domain is knowledge or understanding, while the source domain is seeing or vision. Linguists often write it this way, with small caps to represent the domains. In this case, knowledge is vision. Ignorance is blindness. So one sentence that I hear sometimes is, "Oh my gosh, I understand now. How could I have been so blind?" Understanding is vision. Ignorance is blindness. Let's try one more. We are at a crossroads. We went our separate ways. Look how far we've come. In this case, we're talking about relationships between people. But the words that we use to describe relationships oftentimes include words about travel or journeys. So in this case, the target domain is about love or relationships, and the source domain is about journeys, travel, roads. In other words, relationships are journeys. This is a bit of a difficult concept to understand at first, and we will discuss this more in class next time. But for now, feel free to rewind and let me know what questions you have. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in class soon. Until then, cheers!